Hello, everybody. This is Tiny Gaming King coming at you with another Draft League introduction. Uh, this is for the second division, or one of the divisions, anyways, but the second video of the ones I'm doing for the game room. And this one is for the Thrifty Tussle. Which is low tier mons. So mons that don't get as much play as some of the other ones. So you won't see any like tier ones like Dragonpult or Rillaboom or any of the mons. So we just finished this one, and let's see, I believe I was second pick for this one. Yes, I was second pick for this one. So like I said in the first video, I went into this not knowing what I wanted because I wasn't expecting to do these. So I just went into and just decided just draft Pokemon and see how they do. So I'm hoping we can do decently in these divisions and get ourselves out of this slump that I'm having. But if not, at least we'll hopefully have some fun. So I'm pretty sure I did this division before as well. I don't remember how I did, as it was a while ago. And it was near the beginning of when I started draft battles, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see how we do. And like I said, it's only 3 weeks, so it's going to be nice and quick. So that's a benefit to this whole thing. So like I said, I drafted second. And I didn't know what I wanted. So I decided I wanted to pick as my first mon something that was fast and could help support my team, but could still do some that still had some offensive presence for it as well. So I'm pretty sure we had said how many points we had. It's a point draft. We had 45 points to draft 9 Pokemon. And the tier list went from 9 points to 1 point, all the way down. So there was 9 different tiers. So the first Pokemon we drafted from tier, I don't know, I guess it was 9 points, was Aerodactyl. So Aerodactyl gives us a Tailwind support, which is great. Strong offensive power, which is great. Has some nice abilities. Pressure, it's alright. Like, you do get them to lower the double the PPs you choose, but the one I know more for it is Unnerve, as it gives us that makes it so they can not use berries, and then it has Rockhead as well. So that's another alright ability that makes it so we can't get recoil damage. Then, so that was our first pick. So when it came back to me, the next thing I wanted was something to make sure, or at least help try to make sure that I get that support that I wanted from it, and to keep mods from it. And since it's a low tier, there wasn't too many Pokemon I could pick for the what I wanted. Like I'm not even 100% sure if there was any Follow Me, maybe Togepi, but I've already used Togepi before, so I decided I wanted Tangrowth. So I got Tangrowth. So Tangrowth gives us a nice bulky Pokemon, which is nice. Special defense isn't really the greatest, but has a huge physical defense. So that I thought that was nice to have. So it gives us like a nice offensive with a power of like 100, and defense I think is like 120-ish. So that's what I thought would be nice to have. It also has like Regenerator, so we can swap it out, get it back in, and it gets some HP back. So that was the next one. The one after that, I wanted, again, to help Aerodactyl, but it was also to help a couple mons that I planned on drafting. After this one, at least one mon that I knew I was going to draft after this one, and then another one I figured it was going to help support at least the type. And that is Manectric. So Manectric gave us Lightning Rod to help redirect any lightning type attacks against Aerodactyl, and like I said, a couple other mons that I ended up drafting. It gives us static if we want to do that as well, to help if we don't need the lightning rod. And it has a minus as well, which isn't as useful. Actually, I don't even 100% sure exactly what minus does. I'll have to look that up, just because it could be useful. So we got Manectric as well. And with Manectric, we still get a nice, somewhat, like a nice offensive power with like 105 attack and a great speed that adds to like the speed we have at the moment with like Aerodactyl. Tangrowth doesn't really have any speed, but we do have a nice little speed thing going with that. And it does, with Tangrowth being 50, it gives us kind of a low speed tier and a high speed tier. So, which is nice to have. Checking something. Sorry, guys. And then the next mon we decided to draft, well, I decided to draft, was Vaporeon. So I wanted a water type that was decently bulky, and that could still do some like offensive as well, and that with Vaporeon does give us, it's a little fast for Trick Room, but I think we can work around that. But with its HP and its special defense isn't too bad. Like I think it's like 90-ish, 95. Defense isn't the greatest, but in most cases, I think people hit like water types on the special side, anyways. So uh, it's kind of better that its special defense is a little higher. So, and then it gives us a nice little support with like uh, moves like Wish and Yawn and stuff like that, but can still do some damage with like Scald as well. So, and like I said, with Manectric, we get it. We have that support to help us with its electric weakness. So, which is nice. And then it goes on with a Water Grass and Fire Cord that we could be getting. Is what was my thinking. So, next one I got. I really wanted, and it was actually one of the ones that I pretty much uh, knew I wanted right from the beginning. Because I really wanted to get it to work, and I figured this, with it being Little League, like not Little League, low tier Pokemon, it was the best chance. Because I've tried using him before, and it never worked out. Which is sad because it's my favorite Pokemon, and that's Scyther. So Scyther is our mascot pick as well, which is great. And I really want to try to get it to use it properly. It has such a great, such great stats, really, for a basic Pokemon. Like 600, it is overall. It has like 110 attack, 105 speed. Both 80 in his defenses, which isn't bad, but it isn't terrible either. His special attack is terrible, and its HP is 70. So like, it's not the most defensive. It's kind of frail, and like being 4 times weak to rock, which is a huge offensive presence in anything, is kind of hard to deal with. Just because so many mods get rock moves as well. But I was like, I really wanted to get him, and I really want to try to make it work, and if possible, maybe get it to be one of the main kill leaders. But we'll have to see. It's like I said, Bug's not the most offensive typing, so they can fly, and flying is a great typing. But we'll just have to see how it goes. So that's Scyther. And that was our next pick. So, and with Manectric, we at least have the chances of redirecting, and same with Tangrowth, we do have the chance of redirecting them electric type attacks to against the weakness we do have right now with electric. Sad thing is really Tangrowth can't redirect anything from any grass type mons, since they don't get affected from Rage Powder, so that's something we do have to worry about with like Vaporeon. But other than that, that's it's pretty good. So far, I'm liking the team we got. We do have like a pretty quick offensive team at the moment, which is nice. So the next one I picked actually wasn't my first choice, what I wanted, and because the one I wanted got sniped on me, which is like the only snipe I got um, in at least this one, maybe all of them. But I shouldn't. I should have realized it would have got picked up quicker. But I'm still happy with the one we got, and that is Rapidash. So Rapidash finishes off our Grass Water Fire Core. Um, it gives us another mon with a speed over 100. So we do have a nice fast team. And it has a decent attack with 100. Kind of frail though as well. Like HP 65, defense is 70, special defense is 80. And with it being weak to a lot of the more offensive typings from with rock, ground, and water, we have to just keep that in mind with the team we got. So next, with the last 3 mons, I wanted to keep my team pretty rounded out. Tried to get some mons that kind of worked well together, but weren't just mons I wouldn't use. So I wanted to pick mons that I could use, even if it is only 3 weeks. So I really didn't want to go top heavy and have the same 6 Pokemon. I really wanted to use Pokemon throughout it. And I was I don't really have anything for Trick Room. But I didn't know exactly who to draft, to tell you the truth. And at this point, I wasn't even at home to look at the list. So I picked them on. I knew had Trick Room and could be interesting to use. And maybe surprise some people with it having Trick Room. And that was Klinklang. So Klinklang gives us a Steel type. And definitely not the best Trick Room setter, really. It actually has a lot higher speed than I thought it did when I picked it up. It's quicker than I really pretty quick. It has a speed of 90, and I knew it wasn't the slowest, but I tell you the truth, I really didn't think it was 90. But that's fine. We'll work with that. It has pretty good for defense with 115. Attacks 100. It has clear body for its abilities, so we don't have to worry about getting our attacks lower. It also has plus and minus for its other abilities, and that's what I thought might be kind of interesting. Like I said, I don't know how plus and minus work, but we do have that with Manectric and Klinklang now. So it's something I'll have to check to see if it's worth doing. So we are now down to our last 2 months. And I was like, okay, what do I want to use? And this mon I've never used before, not once. And I really think it would be an interesting one to use. And that is Zoroark. So Zoroark has an interesting ability, which everyone I'm sure knows, but when it comes into play, it pretends it's the last Pokemon in your party. So the 4 Pokemon you picked, whichever the last one you picked is, that's what Zoroark looks like. Until the illusion gets broken, or um, uh, or if it's the last Pokemon in your list. So we never wanted to pick Zoroark as a 4th Pokemon. So that is Zoroark. Then the final Pokemon I decided to pick was Toxicroak. Toxicroak helps us with like its supports moves it has, but also is a nice strong physical, and it's at a speed of 85, which it is, like I said, it's pretty high for Trick Room, but we could maybe do something about that work with that if we did want to bring Trick Room, because even though I do have a way to do Trick Room, we don't have the greatest Trick Room. Like Tangrowth with 50 and Vaporeon with 65 is pretty much the only Trick Room option, but so it's not the greatest. So, but Toxicroak we maybe can maybe work around with that. But it does have a 4 times weakness to Psychic, which is a pretty big offensive typing. So most teams probably have at least a Mon that is Psychic, or maybe you can use Psychic at least. So we do have to worry about that. But yeah, so that's the team I drafted. It's definitely going to be a fun team, I think, to use. We do have like a supportive aspect and an offensive aspect for the team as well. And for low tier Pokemon, I think it's not too bad. We'll definitely have to see how well it does. But I kind of just wanted to try Mons that I really haven't used much. So this was what I came up with. And we'll just have to see how it does. But that is the draft for Thrifty Tussle. Our second draft, and we have 2 more to go talk about when I get them ones done. But until then, you guys have a great night, and we'll see you in the next video. Talk to you later.